Hello, everyone. It's time for a new edition of GMMVX, the X podcast dedicated to blockchain, the place where the future of digital technology is being forged. GMMVX is every Tuesday and Friday in French and every Wednesday, like today, in English. So, are you ready to dive with me into the captivating world of blockchain, crypto, and NFT? With my experts and guests who are shaping Web3 every day. Today, I'm with Arno, Atom Protocol Ambassador and Web2, Web3, Web4, Web5 entrepreneur. Hello, Arno. How are you?
Hello, my friend. I'm very good. So you're going to stick with this introduction.
Yeah, definitely. In English, in French, and later in Romanian.
Okay. Okay, good.
And I am also with Joachim, co founder of Gopa Labs, but also expert in tokenomics and poker. Hello, Joachim. How are you?
Good morning, Jerome. Good morning, everyone. Honestly, I'm thrilled about today's program and the guests. So, can't wait to get started.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, it's a pleasure to be with you this morning. Last week, Arno did the job, a great job with GMMVX in English. So it's been like 2 weeks. I haven't done it in English. I missed it. So before giving you the program, I invite you all to put a like, a comment, repost the spaces to like bring in all your followers. You can also share the link on your Telegram, Discord channels. There is never enough of us on GMMVX. I would also like to salute and thank the members of the Club Privé. We are already 32 on it, and the atmosphere is on fire. So yeah, big up to everyone. Let's move on to the program, which is once again full and varied. First of all, Arno will speak about xPortal first year anniversary. So it's been a great year with big opportunities, but also a big improvement. But there's a lot to do left. So yeah, can't wait to listen to you, Arno, about this. After this, we will receive two great guys, two great builders. First of all, we will receive Razvan, founder of Elron Giants, which is now Giant, but also Coindrip, but also because he has many things on his bio, like EGLD Hub. He's a very famous dev on MultiversX. He won a lot of awards for his projects and dedication on the MultiversX ecosystem. So it's a pleasure to have him today. We'll speak about gaming, payment, and so on. And after this, we will receive David Raymond, who is, we can say, approved creator on Epic Games and Fortnite. And he's building a great experience on Fortnite. So we will speak about the impact of this for the growth of MultiversX. So it's also a pleasure and honor to receive him for what he does for the whole MultiversX ecosystem. And last but not least, at the end of the space, Joachim proposed me to make like an editor about the TCGs. So it's a trading card. And what is the G? Remind me. I don't remember.
Game,
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, okay. Sorry. Game. It's you, bro, it's your topic. I haven't even dived in, so you know what? I will discover it at the same time as you guys. So we'll speak about the evolution of this thing from a real world. It was the Pokemon cards decades ago, and after it was digital cards, and now it's blockchain cards. But what's next? So yeah, I will discover it. It will be, I'm sure, fascinating. So that's the program of today. So mostly about gaming, but not only. So are you ready, guys?
Are you ready?
It's a new sound from X.
Anna's coming to do the extra voices.
Yeah, we'll add it. So guys, I think there are not enough comments on the Twitter space, not enough reposts. So guys, give strength to it. We're 20 on the space at the moment, and I'm sure the guests and the topics deserve more people. So guys, give strength to us, because the more we are, the more the space will be relevant, because at any moment you can raise your hand and jump in and ask your question or give your opinion about the different topic we will speak about. But also you can ask your questions on the comment section. And for the member of the club privé, je vais toujours le dire comme ça. I will always pronounce it in French, the club privé. Of course, you can ask your question directly on the private Telegram. I think that's it. So let's start with Arno, and we will speak about xPortal first anniversary. Arno, can you tell us what? First of all, maybe I don't know how you created your topic, but I have one question. But if you don't want to answer this now, feel free. But do you prefer Maya or xPortal?
The $1 million question. It's a tough question to answer, because they're two very different products. The two products are not aiming. They don't have the same vision behind. So, xPortal has been designed to be so much more than what Maya had been designed for. But of course, the simplicity that Maya had as a hot wallet, crypto hot wallet, was refreshing at that time, especially when you came from the Ethereum ecosystem. Maya was really a cool experience. But today we're not here to talk about Maya app, because we're not going to go back to that. Today we are here to talk about xPortal. We are in almost March 24, and in March 23, 1 year ago, xPortal was launched, and it was a big thing for MultiversX as an ecosystem. So I'm going to go over, how things have been over the year. I'm going to go over a few key features, not all of them, because there's so much that we will need an hour if we want to go over, but only 3 of them that, in my opinion, are really key to understand what the MultiversX and what the xPortal team has envisioned for the growth of xPortal. And then I will open up the discussion to all of you to understand, is xPortal delivering? And I have a few key points there to have interesting conversations. So how has xPortal been doing since launch? To refresh everybody's mind, xPortal was introduced as a super app designed to seamlessly integrate digital finance, cryptocurrencies, social features, end-to-end encrypted messaging, AI avatars, and portals for Web3 apps and metaverse experiences. Just wait for it. I have to drink a bit here.
In the meantime, we will welcome Razvan, who
That was a
jumped
joke.
in.
That was a joke, brother, because it's long.
Oh, my bad. I'm really tired
Okay.
this morning. Sorry.
Yeah, you are. No. The joke, maybe it was poorly done, so sorry. But yes, xPortal has a very, very strong and long vision. It's a complex product. Just directly in its description, this is going to be a massive product. So massive products are very hard to make. because they're hard to understand for users, so they need to be very well done. So I'm going to go over the few features that defined the first year of xPortal. The first one, and it's very important because when you are a crypto user and you're using a wallet, the first thing you care about is security. It is paramount. Every time we're talking about money, you want security, and that's normal. The problem with hot wallets is that they are often the victim of phishing attacks, with hackers trying to steal your seed phrase. And the xPortal team innovated with a feature that, in my opinion, didn't get the recognition that it merits. And that's the Guardian feature. So Guardian was launched on the 14th of July, 23. And basically what it does is that it's an on-chain two-factor authentication, meaning that if someone manages to steal your seed phrase, they still can't get your funds. And that's massive. And that's at protocol level because it's on-chain. You can also have a lower security bar with a Google authenticator, but it's still two-factor authentication. So it's quite massive, in my opinion. This makes xPortal the safest hot wallet I know, and it's quite a big deal. The second feature that defined the year was in November 23, and it's when xPortal became officially more than just a crypto wallet, with the possibility to activate a crypto debit card directly from the app and go from crypto to fiat and from fiat to crypto directly from the app. Receive your credit card and spend it in your day-to-day life. This is an important milestone for xPortal this year because it brings it closer to being a one-stop shop for everything finance, which is in the initial vision. The third one, so we had security, now we have payments to show that xPortal is more than just a wallet, it's more towards a super app. The third one is regulation. So that's a word that we all, I'm not going to say dislike because we know it's important, but it's a word that when it comes to crypto, we're not comfortable with regulation, but regulation is important. KYC, especially in financial services, when you want to invest in businesses, it's critical. And xPortal has introduced a KYC system that I would like to make a reference to Lord of the Rings, a KYC to rule them all. The vision here is that since xPortal is the MultiversX wallet, and it is integrated in the all of the ecosystem, and it is also the gateway to enter the launchpad, in the future, you should have one KYC only. And then within the ecosystem, whenever you have to use your identity, you can directly tap in from this one. This has not been spoken of too much again, but this is a big deal, and it will become a big deal in the future also, because we will have to use our identity sometimes, and we will need it to be at the ready and simple. And this will make it very simple. So to me, those are the three key features. But okay, xPortal is great. It's more than just a wallet. It's a super app. The first point that I'm going to mention that shows that we might have, a problem is user growth. When xPortal was launched, it got all the prior users of Maya, and we had on Maya 1.2 million users. Today, so that was in March 23, and I'm almost done. In March 24, and I'm using MultiversX numbers, we have 1.5 million users. That's a 25% growth over the first year of existence of a product. And being a tech entrepreneur, I can tell you those are poor numbers. Those are very poor growth numbers. In the first year of the product, you will multiplying your user base. So I know crypto is a specific industry. There's a massive competition. We were in a bear market, so maybe it wasn't the best year to do all this, but to grow massively, but still. So what do you think, guys, about this user growth? And then I think we could raise the question to everyone in the chat. In your opinion, what do you think about xPortal? What do you think about the growth? What do you think is limiting? And how could we help the MultiversX team to improve it?
Thank you, Arno, for this a great overview. My question, brother, and I will not answer your question, well, because I think I don't have enough information, and I will only be superficial, so I will not. But my question is, according to you, do you think with this new app, it's still possible for MultiversX to onboard the next 1 billion user, or the motto has changed? And actually now the goal is not to onboard 1 billion new blockchain users, but to comply with the law and to become like a crypto neo bank. And yeah, so that's my question. And Joachim also, of course, can give your opinion about xPortal. And yeah, guys, we did not salute Razvan. So hello, Razvan. How are you?
Hi guys. Good. Great.
It's
Hi, Razvan.
Doing some work.
so we will like ask your opinion about xPortal app at the beginning of your interview. So I just wanted to salute you. But if you have an opinion about this, and I'm sure you have one, keep it, and it will be interesting to discuss about it. So you can keep working in the meantime. So Arno, I repeat my question.
No, I have it. Okay.
Okay.
So in my opinion, the onboarding 1 billion users was a very smart marketing stunt from MultiversX, because it is such a massive target that, when I was working in prior in a company, the CEO introduced a metric that he called the BHAG, the big, hairy, audacious goal. And onboarding the next billion users is the BHAG of MultiversX. It's so big that you know that you're not going to reach it over the next year. It's more somewhat of a huge North Star metric that you want everybody to know. Okay, MultiversX is aiming for this. So MultiversX as an ecosystem, they want to onboard 1 billion users, but it's not MultiversX just as the network, as the company behind, is more of as an ecosystem. So to onboard 1 billion users, you need to onboard builders who are going to create the products, the use cases, solve the problems to attract 1 billion users. And so to me, xPortal is part of the infrastructure that MultiversX is putting at the disposal of the ecosystem to ease the onboarding over the next few years. So xPortal is a piece of the infrastructure to do that. And that's why they envision more than just a hot wallet. Because once you will have an ecosystem of builders that will be 10 times the one that we have right now on MultiversX, they will be able to leverage xPortal infrastructure, the KYC, the payment system, the internet, etc., etc. So I think it will play a part, but today the ecosystem is too small.
Okay. Joachim, what do you think about xPortal? And Another question, but I think it will be interesting to discuss about it when we speak about xPortal. Do you think it's a problem that the main and only wallet is built by the core team, where on the other ecosystem, this is like private initiative, like MetaMask with Consensus, Phantom, and the other wallet that are built by a private, like by external companies and teams. And after, of course, Arno will be able to give his opinion. Joachim.
So it's a great question, and before I answer on the exported part, it's important to mention that a lot of those other wallets from other ecosystems, while they haven't been made by the foundation or the core team of a blockchain, it is often people who are very close, if not actually team members, who've launched it through another company. So it is important to note that they might not be as independent as they tend to be shown as. But xPortal was clearly, and Maya in the first place, was clearly designed as a product by the core team. And the one of the things we can discuss is, would we have had more web wallets and mobile wallets if there wasn't been made one by the core team? Because one thing that is very important to know is that you can, for example, send ESDT tokens to Trust Wallet, which I think was acquired by Binance, um, and but you can't connect to dApps, and that is one of, I want to say, the biggest pain points towards adoption of MultiversX, is the fact that the only wallet that we have as of now that connects to dApps on MultiversX, that is a mobile app, is xPortal. And at the start of the space, we were discussing, like, do we prefer Maya or do we prefer xPortal? And I love the simplicity of Maya, but it is important to remember, and I think we've forgotten that with time, Maya didn't have Wallet Connect. There was no way to interact with any apps in the way, like, it was very simplistic. We didn't have the hub, etc. And it was xPortal who brought a lot of improvements towards that. But because the Wallet Connect is a flavor, I want to say, like, it uses the open source code of Wallet Connect, but is not a standard of the SDK of Wallet Connect. It is harder for other projects to implement inside their wallets than if they want to use like EVMs, like Polygon, Ethereum, etc.
Arno, what do you think about the fact that xPortal is built by the core team and there are no other wallet on the MultiversX ecosystem yet?
Yeah, yet. Yes. To me, it was part of the value proposition that attracted me towards the MultiversX ecosystem. I think it's it's a trade-off, Jerem. Of course, you lose a bit of the freedom of having a third party building. Obviously, the xPortal wallet is going to have so much more seamless integration and advantages. Whereas in another ecosystem, when the foundation doesn't want to build a wallet, every wallet has the same advantages. So I would say it's less decentralization, but more a better user experience. That was the trade-off that I liked. I was comfortable with it. I think onboarding people must be super easy in the future, and xPortal could be the good playbook, to onboard people in crypto ecosystem.
Okay, sounds good. We will be joined by Philippe. Hello, Philippe. How are you? Philip, you were muted. Philip once, Philip twice. Okay. Razvan, what do you think about xPortal, and what do you think about the first year anniversary of this dear wallet?
Hi guys. So yeah, I think a lot of things were already spoken. So I think, of course, xPortal evolved a lot from Maiar, and I think a lot of people like it, and they prefer it over I don't know, the browser extension or other type of wallets, just because I mean people spend a lot of time on mobile and they don't use desktop anymore for anything, and we can see that in all the analytics we have on everything. So I think the focus on a mobile wallet is it's wise. As you were mentioning before, of course, being built by the foundation is a trade-off, which has a lot of advantages and some disadvantages, of course. But I think with the timing it was launched, and even before that, really, like with Maiar and everything, I think it was a very good decision, because the alternative to have it built by a third party, maybe it would have taken a lot more time, and maybe the quality, let's say, of the end result wouldn't have been the same. So having it built, I think it helped a lot of people joining the ecosystem until now. So I'm not a daily user really of xPortal, but I mostly use it to, I don't know, connect to the apps and interact with them, because yeah, really it's the easiest way to do so. So I don't have probably the most informed opinions on all the features, but from what I've seen, I think a lot of things are going in the right direction with it. Integrating, for example, the hash swap aggregator in it, and I think having more I don't know, building blocks from the ecosystem integrated into it would help a lot. Yeah, Arno.
Yeah, Razvan, what's your opinion on the growth? Because Maiar wallet managed to attract 1.2 million users, and it's just a 300K user increase over the year. So I know there's churn, etc. So it's probably more, but what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think also the period was different, or the times were different when Maiar was launched and when xPortal was launched. I mean, the overall ecosystem and the bear market and everything. So Maiar was launched really in a way better position, let's say, than xPortal, I think. And I mean, we don't have the entire.
I hear your points, Razvan, but some products that were launched grew. I mean, you see, in other ecosystems, we see products that are launched from scratch. Even in our ecosystem, some are launched from scratch and managed to grow even during that period of time. So I understand it's harder.
But yeah, but it's also about but I don't think it's really fair to compare new products with existing products, because a lot of users from Maiar, I mean, were transferred to xPortal. So when you compare to a new product, those are entirely new users. So like you get my point, right? So,
yeah, I get your point. It's a tough question. Nobody has the
I mean,
correct answer.
And we also don't have the full picture here, like, I don't know, analytics and everything. So it's hard to really. But like the thing is that I think xPortal is somehow binded to the entire growth of the entire ecosystem and all the projects inside, because really like xPortal is somehow a tool to navigate the entire ecosystem and all projects that are in it. So
that's I didn't want to put the finger on this, but you're exactly right. xPortal is the only gateway. So if xPortal grows by 25% over the year, it means that the number of users for the total ecosystem can't have this is the cap. So we had an increase of 300k use. Oh no, you have the web wallet too. So and the web wallet works also. So no, it's not true what I said.
Yeah, but I think like the order of usage is like xPortal, then the extension, maybe then web wallet, and I mean that's a guess. I don't have the numbers, of course. I don't have analytics for any of the products, but
yeah, and also I think there's one thing we're not taking into account, which I think is quite important, is that we're not talking about daily active users or monthly active users. We're talking about total users, and we have to remember that the launch of the Maya exchange was economically incentivized to an extent that we haven't seen, and it's a bit the same with airdrops, etc. Like, yes, you will get the all-time high of users, and it's going to like show that like you get like a lot of adoption. But then the problem is, how do you like keep that going? How do you compete with that? And I think that is kind of the way shooting yourself in the foot, because as you say, any growth past that point is gonna feel slower. And so I don't think the total number of xPortal wallets is a good way to check it, because it goes with the market, etc. So should xPortal have better incentives or more incentives to get new users and be more adapted to everyday use? Probably. But to compare it to its initial numbers, which were highly economically incentivized, just feels wrong to me.
yeah, I mean there are. I mean I think we can talk for hours on this subject, because to go back on one thing and to follow on what you actually said, yeah, there are a lot of practices to attract users, like the airdrop season right now, but this is not really a good way to do things. It is okay, you can build a quick audience, some quick numbers and things like that, but those people are not there to do anything or use anything as long as the airdrop is over. So it creates again some wrong narratives, because I see products, for example, right now launching on Twitter and everything, and if you go into the comments are, okay, but is there any airdrop? Why should we use it? Is there any airdrop? And like those users, let's assume, for example, xPortal does an airdrop, then what benefit would that bring, or would that cost would like would be worth it? Because for example, we need users and xPortal to then they go into the ecosystem, into other projects and things like that. So if they just come to farm an airdrop and they don't even interact with any project, or they don't have the intention, because okay, you can make them interact by putting different rules to the airdrop. But where I'm going with this is that we need to see what practices don't just give us some quick numbers and for a huge amount of money, and then just goes maybe even to a lower point that it was before. Because Jakim, I think, mentioned a very good thing, because yeah, if you have a very quick growth and you can sustain that because, yeah, the truth is that a lot of these tactics are not sustainable because you can't just airdrop things for the next 10 years. Then you would go even lower probably because you wouldn't be able to sustain that. People will get mad, they will get frustrated and things like that. So I think it's important. And also going back to the comparison with other wallets or other products and things like that, it's very hard to navigate from outside on what's real and what's not, and or what's manipulated and what's not, because of course we don't have access to real numbers from any of those products. We just get access to, I don't know, Twitter feeling and what's being communicated by them or things like that, or what.
Yeah. We're back to visions and builders visions, and it's I think that you are pretty much aligned with what MultiversX, the foundation, is trying to do, building more an organic flywheel instead of incentivizing quick and dirty growth that will not be sustained over time. So it's in the end it's strategic thinking and strategic vision here, and let's see how it plays out. I don't know, Joachim, do you have any other things to add on top, GRM?
No. I think we're done, and I think we spoke about the whole topic. And thank you, Razvan, for your opinion about this. I think we could speak about xPortal for hours, of course, but it was just a small topic. But we will, of course, speak about it later. And thank you, Joachim and Arno, for this. It was very interesting. So now, Razvan, let's start the interview, because it's a real pleasure to have you this morning with us. And so we will try to get to know you more. Of course, we'll speak about the different projects that you have been building on MultiversX for 2 or 3 years now. You will tell us more later. But first of all, can you tell us about you, your background, even before entering Elrond at the time?
Yeah, that's the beginning of my presentation on next day, like 2 years ago. I mean, as a profession, I'm a software developer. So I've been doing, before MultiversX, I've been doing all sorts of things, starting from freelancing to having other Web2 businesses. And I've been into blockchain for several years before MultiversX, but more on the technical side of it, not really, I mean, almost zero crypto related stuff. As you mentioned, I've started building on MultiversX, not really joined, more than 2 years ago. Started with Giants, and then.
Okay, so Aaron Giant,
Yeah.
what was your first project? Your first? How old are you, Razvan?
26.
26. Okay. And okay. We are all older here.
Yeah, I'm used to that.
Sure. But that's impressive, what you did at 26-year-old. So let's speak a bit about Iron Giants. Are you a gamer, basically? Why did you choose to build? Because it's not just a game, of course, but it's mostly presented like a play to earn, like a game. Why a game and not something else? Now we know what you're building since.
Sure. So first of all, Giants didn't started as a game project. That's the game started, or the project pivoted to a game like more than 1 year ago. Initially, Giants, we started to build different products. If you maybe remember, then those weren't working very well, so we kind of pivoted and we tried to analyze everything on okay, what are the trends, where are things going, and based on that and what we like to do and things like that, we started to shape Giants Village. To answer your question, if I'm a gamer, I play games. I don't really like to call myself a gamer because I don't do that 24/7. That's coding and other stuff. But we have gamers in the team, but also we've worked with specialists on that specific things, because even if you are a gamer, really building a game is completely different, because it's a lot of math, it's a lot of formulas behind, it's a lot of other things that even if you are a gamer,
algorithm is the key, and the gaming and earning mechanisms are very hard to test and to be sure that they are good for the players, but also for the project itself.
Yeah, where I'm going with this is that first of all, Giants Village is not your regular game, and what I'm saying with this is that first of all, Web3 created some new type of games, because I don't think, for example, let's say take Giants Village, which is a farming simulation game, let's say, but you can compare it with things like, I don't know, Farmville or things like that, but I don't think that's a fair comparison, because I don't really classify Giants Village as the same type of game as Farmville or other similar games, because you have completely new mechanics that really are only possible in Web3. Or you have access to that global market, which brings that financial part to it, which brings an entire new set of rules, of ways to interact, of ways to engage with the product and everything. So what I'm trying to say is that, first of all, I think in a lot of scenarios, when you look to some Web3 games, I think the best way is to try to forget everything you know about games and try to learn again, because when you speak the word game, you just instantly go to some things that you know about games and how games were working. But if you remember games, most games are banning, for example, trading. You can't, if you try to trade your account for money, okay, that you get banned. Or if you, a lot of mechanics are really counterintuitive in Web3 games. So going back to Giants Village,
let's speak, if you don't mind, but
sure.
I understand your point about the game. Let's speak about the NFTs, because you launched, I think it was 3 collections. First of all, the Giants, the men. After we had, I think, the potion, and after the women, but the women were not sold. It was a transmutation with the potion and the Giants, the men ones. So let's speak about maybe the NFT ecosystem on MultiversX, because you're here for 2 years now. You've been here for 2 years now, like all of us, and some of us are here for longer, of course. But anyway, you saw it evolving from Neogen to Coco. Let's say like that, okay? What do you think about the evolution, and how? And I would like also to speak about the marketing you did, because now it's like an example for some project, because I'm sure you remember, but maybe the audience don't. Your mint was kind of different than others. Can you tell us how was the mint? Because it was not every day, correct?
Yeah, I mean, speaking about the mint, we started minting like when signs of bear market started to appear. But when we initially started minting, most people were like, "Oh, okay, it's gonna go up again, no issues." So like people were somehow in a denial phase. But and our mint initially was structured in 3 phases. Was a very small drop at the beginning and the really discounted price. Then we had a second drop, a bit bigger at the normal price, and then the last, like the rest again at the normal price. So the middle one was with the whitelist, and the third one was like generally available. So we sold the first drop like almost instantly in, I don't know, less than 1 minute. And then we had of course, a lot of people couldn't buy and things like that. And we had the next drop, I don't know, 1 week later or a few days. I really don't remember. It was like more than 2 years ago. And then in the meantime, I don't know, during 1 week or things like that, things started to like shift a lot in the community, and people were like more anxious that okay, maybe
And so
bear market.
you took a decision, a very interesting decision.
I mean, we followed the plan we had. Like probably the better decision at that time was to just continue the mint, because a lot of people were like angry that they couldn't mint. So waiting 1 week for them to just return, and also the price was different. The initial drop was like 50% discounted. And then the second drop was again sold out, but not that quick as the first one. I think it was a few hours, not sure, or things like that. And then we moved to the big chunk that was I think around 7K or things like that. But in the meantime, again, 1 week later, or I don't remember the difference between the drops, things went even like deeper into the bear market sentiment, and people were price was constantly going down. And then we had some troubles selling further, because I mean, I don't know, the mint stopped at some point and it was going very slow. And then we tried to switch to some different tactics. We first split it into multiple drops, and we were planning those for I don't know.
And the price were increasing also.
No. That was the last thing that we did, because really the mint. I don't remember exactly how we minted, like in the beginning. Maybe it was like 2.5K or something like that from 10K. And then we tried different things during the next weeks and months. Really, the first thing that we did was to split it into smaller drops and schedule them during the next weeks. But then what we switched to was minting during weekends. So each weekend we were opening the mint, no limit, no everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that was going like kind of better than scheduled drops each time. And then the last thing that we did was also mainly because, as I mentioned, during that period, the price was going down pretty aggressively, because it was like 1 month or 2 months after the all-time high, just to
Okay. Razvan, we will try. Sorry, bro. We will
Yeah.
try to make shorter answers because we have
Sure.
many
Yeah.
questions.
Let me
But
just wrap this up really quick.
sure.
And
Thank you.
yeah. So as I mentioned, the sentiment was really bad, and what we did, just because the price was the price difference from when we started minting to the the current period there was the difference was very high. So we said, okay, starting next weekend we'll increase the price, just because the EGLD price when we started minting was, I don't know, a lot higher. So what that actually did was, without that specific intention, was to finish minting during one weekend, and we minted like the rest of 4.5 or 5k giants only in that weekend. So yeah, that's with male giants. And then the potions were also like 1 year later, something like that. And you were right, you can combine one potion with one male giant and you get a female giant, and they have different roles
Okay.
in the
My
game.
my question was, but thank you for this overview, very interesting. But what's your vision of the NFT ecosystem on MultiversX since you saw the evolution? What's the strength and the weakness? And after I will
Sure.
let Joachim speak about the game, because he's a big gamer, thing that I'm not actually. So rather than about the NFT ecosystem,
Sure. So
thanks.
yeah, I think the ecosystem evolved a lot during the past more than 2 years, really. Starting from the quality of the projects, the teams, and everything, because at the beginning there were a lot of projects that were just selling for the sake of selling, but now and that's also from the community side, of course, because really the community is the one that's buying. So right now I think we see a lot of different projects, more diverse use cases, and everything. So I think it's a clear evolution for the NFT ecosystem. And I think the NFT ecosystem helped a lot during this bear market to keep the community united and keep the people here together and like, I don't know, active and things like that. So I think the NFT ecosystem helped a lot during this bear market to sustain the ecosystem and the morale and everything.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Maybe Joachim, you want to speak about the game before we speak about all the Coindrip and payment thing. But gaming is very important this morning. Joachim?
Of course. So I like that you describe me as a big gamer when I actually never have time to play any game. I have so little time to play games that I watch walkthroughs of people playing games instead of playing them myself because I don't have time. But it's yeah, I think just like gaming and Web3 is a fascinating topic, and I would love to hear like how well what brought you to create the game in the way you created it and decided to use well blockchain. I guess like you are one of the first games on MvX, and I must say it was a discussion I was having with a friend last night. We don't have that many games on MvX, so it's great to see yours, and I would love to get the story on how you decided to and the steps to launch of the game part and not the NFTs.
Sure. And I'll try to be quicker. So we designed the game based on the strengths of our team and also what we liked. So most of us lately, at least, were playing a lot of more casual games and things like that. So that's the niche we went to, but not only because we were attracted to this type of games, but also because those type of games, in our vision, are more suited to be built, or we can build those fully on chain, or a big part of it on chain, of course, with the technology we have so far. Because maybe in, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 5 years, when a lot of advancements will be done, you maybe will play, I don't know, Counter-Strike on chain of some sort. But going back, so those were the two key factors on how we decided on how it will look like. So then we had, of course, this thing in mind that we want to use the technology, and we want to take advantage of the technology, not only put it in the name of the game. So a lot of things that we see valuable for games in blockchain is first of all, of course, the access to this global market. So everything can be freely traded, and you can create a lot of new mechanics with this. And the second big thing is interoperability. It's very easy to integrate other protocols or other games and communicate with them. So just a quick example. So for example, we have on the roadmap to integrate XOX not directly into the game, and you will be able to buy and interact with things or marketplaces directly from the game, or hash swap to aggregator to be able to just freely exchange things easily from the game without needing to, I don't know, visit different exchanges or hash swap or things like that. So these are things that are like 99% impossible to do outside without, I don't know, different companies' permissions, or without them opening up different parts of their product. So there are a lot of advantages, but in order for us to be able to fully bring them to the game, of course, you have to have as many business logic on chain, and to be able to tap into those. So and then, of course, it's the entire layer of transparency and everything, because people that play don't need to ask us anything. They can just visit the Explorer, or I don't know, we can forward them links to the Explorer on a lot of matters, and they can check there and I don't know, trace everything and figure by themselves. Now with this, go ahead, please.
No, I thought you were done, and I was going to move ahead to the next question. But if you want to add something, feel free to.
No, I think it's better to move, because then if I start something else,
So there's another big topic in Web3 gaming, which is friction, right? We are all used with casual games, as you say, that you can connect through Apple, Google, etc. is very quickly set up. And I know you've created a form of account abstraction when it comes to the wallet. Do you care about introducing that and explaining how it works?
Sure. First of all, I think there are, as I mentioned, there are some different type of Web3 games, let's say. So to start with a comparison, let's say you have a Barbie game where you dress Barbie and everything, and then you have I don't know, Counter-Strike. The audiences for this type of games are totally different. So probably someone that plays Counter-Strike won't play and dress Barbie in another game. So with games, it's the same. So going back to what I mentioned before, that I see Farmville very different to a Web3 Farmville version, is also because of the audience. And again, this is based on how you decide to build the game, not necessarily you can, because you see a lot of Web3 games that have a stronger connection with the blockchain, and some others that have a lower connection with the blockchain. So of course, based on that, you kind of have different mechanics and have other ways of interacting. So for us, I'm not saying the friction is not only the only thing. That's what I'm trying to say. It's also the mechanics and the features that you have into the game. Because, for example, if you have a lot of trading features or a lot of Web3 related features, maybe those will also be very hard for people, even if it's the easiest to connect, and it's maybe it looks like a Web2 game, but you have a lot of features that are hard to understand, not because they are hard to use, but because people just are not used to them. Now, going back to us, of course, one of the first things when we started to design the game was, okay, but we don't want the user to scan his xPortal QR code each time he goes in, and then he places a building or doing, I don't know, other action, and needs to get his phone out and click sign and everything. So since almost day one, when we started building the game, we designed a wallet system very, very, very similar to, I don't know, xAlias, for example. But of course, more custom to our game needs. That also allows us to build further on top of it later, and I don't know, allow you to connect with your email or Google account or whatever other provider. And that basically you have your inventory wallet. That's what we call it, or just simply inventory. And that's basically the wallet that you interact into the game. The only time you need to use your main wallet, either exporter or extension or things like that, is when you want to transfer assets from your main wallet to your inventory. Yeah, I think that's the only. That's the only time you need to use your main wallet. And of course, the feeling inside the game is, for example, you need to place a building, you just click place. Just in a regular game, you see a loading animation there, but behind the scenes, it's doing a transaction on the blockchain. Since we started until now, we started to optimize a lot of operations and try really to reduce the gas costs as much as possible. We are also exploring right now ways to we are also exploring a sovereign shard side, because having a game on chain is hard, really. I mean, mostly on chain, mostly because of the fees, really. And even if they are as small as possible, they still add up. But the fees are not the only thing, because being able to shape the chain with different features that suits games like, I don't know, faster resolution time for transactions and other features are awesome. But we are still I don't know, in research phase for this.
Yeah, and as you say, like as we're also looking into sovereign shards with Gappa Labs to be completely transparent, because as you say, fees add up. You sign a transaction, it costs you only a cent or even less than a cent, but you sign 100,000 transactions a day, it becomes money, and like it becomes quite a lot by the end of the month. So I wanted to understand looking for sovereign shards, and my next question comes then. Do you think everything on a Web3 game needs to be on chain?
I mean, again, going to what I said before, it really depends on the type of game. I don't see, I don't know, Counter-Strike, for example, on chain right now, because I don't know, signing a transaction each time you shoot your weapon, it's not really, I don't know, a good gaming experience. And again, I think this comes down to, as I mentioned before, you really need to define, like, I think two things, like, first of all, the type of game you want to build, and secondly, based on that, figure out how much blockchain interaction you need and how that helps you. Because, for example, with Giants Village, it's a lot of focus on the trading part and some other things, but maybe on Counter-Strike, for example, or I don't know, other games, maybe that's not the focus of the game. So it really depends. First of all, I don't think all games needs to be on chain, or for a matter, not everything in this world needs to be on chain. You need to figure out the advantages and what you actually use from that. But sovereign shards and, I don't know, more tailored blockchains can help you facilitate some projects that maybe have a lot of advantages for running on chain, but are not really doable, or doable on either, or running on mainnet right now. So, and what other mention that I wanted to do is, I really believe for most projects we should aim for niched sovereign shards, not for something like each project with its own sovereign shard, for multiple reasons. I don't think we need to go into very deep into that right now, but I think we should aim for projects working together and building, let's say, I don't know, finance sovereign shard, gaming sovereign shard, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah,
sovereign shard.
you're raising a very interesting point on the sovereign shard part. That, like, right now it feels like every project, well, not every project, but quite a lot of projects are like, we want to do a very own sovereign shard, but it's like maybe someone else's sovereign shard, or you could like create an agglomeration of projects that need the same, let's say, transaction time or other to solve it. But I feel like sovereign shard, we're getting a bit away from the main topic, which is gaming. One critic, because I love to read and about gamers that are negative about Web3 and kind of like mock, make fun of the Web3 gaming, because I think some of their critique is valid, even though they obviously add a bit of salt to spice it up. But how do you build a game so it doesn't become pay to win or pay to earn, that the progression can feel rewarding no matter how much you invested or not? Actually, if there is, I know there is no free to play as of now on Giants, but is that something you have on the roadmap? And like, how do you battle against that pure like pay to earn or pay to win mechanics?
Yeah. So, I mean, first of all, a big difference in Web2 and Web3 games is that on Web2 games, you pay to unlock something that you don't actually have. So you can't. So let's say, I don't know, I buy a character in League of Legends. I unlocked that character. It's not really mine. I can sell it and get my money back or refund it or whatever. So a big difference is that in Web3 games, you buy and own that and you can sell it later. So it's not really like you paid something to the game to unlock something, but you bought something that you can sell later, so you can play with it and then sell it. So that's a big difference, I think. And secondly, related to Giants, to be more specific, it's not, you can advance in the game with everything that you do in the game. Of course, to start, yeah, it's not, let's say, free to start just yet. But then after you have some Giants and some tokens, everything else to advance in the game is not gated by anything. Of course, you can advance faster with tokens and some other things, but it's there's no system that's gated after that through, I don't know, having more NFTs or more tokens or things like that. And secondly, regarding the stages for Giants, so we have 3 main stages. Right now we are in, let's say, stage 1, where you need at least 1 Giant to play the game. The second stage, which will go live next month, towards the end, is Giants renting. So people that have too many Giants would be able to rent Giants, and this will significantly lower the costs to trying the game, or even like people that are playing right now but can't they want to expand maybe, or things like that, and they won't afford to buy more Giants, they can rent some for a limited time. Or again, it can create a lot of new mechanics. And the third stage, that it's not planned or scheduled right now, just because it's really somehow dependent on the ecosystem growth and some other things, is the Giants breeding, where you will be able to create second, third generation Giants and so on. This will kind of give the power of creating new spots to already existing players. And we have a lot of mechanics here that will benefit both like existing players and new players, and even some ways of allowing people to try the game without like investing anything. Of course, just the fees for now, but depending on how everything will evolve, like sovereign shards and everything, maybe we can even like skip those. So another mention that I wanted to do here, and I'm done with this, is that this approach with opening the game to more and more people helped us a lot, because naturally at the beginning, and we started with 4 DevNet releases, then mainnet release with owning at least 1 Giant, then moving to renting, and then breeding. So this allows us to improve the game as we go. And of course, it's easier to improve at the beginning with a smaller audience, because as with the DevNet releases, we open them slowly to more and more people. And naturally, at the beginning, you have the most issues or the most obvious issues and things like that. So it's way easier to manage everything with a smaller group of people. And then as you have a better and better product, open it to more and more people, because then you would open a better project to more people, rather than opening a, I don't know, less good project to a huge amount of people, and being very hard to managing all that feedback and implementing it, and so on. And also, people have very contradictory feedback. Like maybe I want something, but the other person doesn't want that, and he wants other thing. And what I wanted to point out here is that managing feedback is not only, okay, he wants that, okay, we'll do that. Is also like you absorb all that feedback. You need to filter it, plan it, see what you do, what you don't do, and things like that. So it's a lot of work into that.
Yeah, and as you said, like you actually answered one of the questions I would have, is it was about user growth and the fact that, like, I think Giants is a 10,000 NFT collection, if I'm not wrong. So even if everyone only owned 1 Giant, you would be limited to 10,000 players. But as you say, with potentially a free-to-play version later on, but also, as you were saying, the fact that they can breed and therefore creating more giants and therefore growing organically in a way through breeding with the user base is a very interesting way of doing it. My very last question, and then I'll let Jerem take over, is about rewards. So, as I understand, the main reward in the game through the leaderboard is a giant token. I know that each thing you produce in the game is a SFT, and that you can sell your wood, you can sell well, all your resources, but the leaderboard itself is in giant. So the first leaderboard you did, you paid the top three, and now, as I saw in your announcement, if it was yesterday or the day before, you're doing the top 10. So there's two questions in one. Like, isn't that quite what we call in poker top heavy, meaning like you're focusing and giving a lot to very few, which would then reward mostly the people who have a lot of NFTs? Or is it more like growing with the users, so you don't have that many users as you would like to, so you're growing the leaderboard proportionally to the number of users you have?
Yeah, so the first mention is that there are three type of or right now, because of course there are features in the pipeline that will create new use cases and new scenarios, but with everything that's that exists right now and it's announced right now, there are three types of getting giant from the game right now. So and they are not randomly chosen this way. So there's the option that I was mentioning before with giants renting. So if you don't even want to play the game, but you have giants, you can rent them and get tokens for them. Then the second one is for every player out there, and that's from quests. You can solve quests by playing on your own piece. So you can, I don't know, choose to enter 5 minutes each day, and of course, based on that, you will be able to solve a few quests. Maybe you choose to enter 1 hour each day, and of course, you will be able to solve more quests by doing that. So quests is a way to advance in the game, but in the same time, get some giant tokens, and that's for everyone. And then we have the third one, which are leaderboards. And those are, of course, for people that really give some time to the game and want to compete with others. And of course, if other people give more time to the game, it's naturally they will be higher into the leaderboard. Now, regarding giants, so leaderboards, you don't really need more giants to get into leaderboards. One mention that I want to do here really quick is that right now we only have leaderboards based on quests, but of course leaderboards can be created on multiple I don't know metrics from the game. Why we went with leaderboards at the beginning is that we wanted a metric that's easy to compete, for example, a low-level village with a high-level village. And quests are assigned to players based on their evolution. So players at the beginning of the game, of course, have easier quests, and players that are more advanced in the game have harder quests. So it's fair to say that a low-level player can compete with a high-level player in quests, because each of them have quests based on their evolution. So now going back, what I'm saying is that, of course, you have some advantages, because you can, for example, go and buy resources from marketplaces from other players, and you can use those to complete quests faster. But that's what it is with access to a market and being able to freely trade stuff. So what I'm saying is that to rank high in the leaderboard, there's a combination of a lot of factors that happen during that week, because leaderboards reset each week. So you can sometimes buy some resources from marketplace because maybe you don't have enough. And to mention how quests work for people that don't know, each 4 hours, 2 NPCs that offer 3 quests, each NPC offers 3 quests, appear in your village. So each 4 hours you get a set of 6 new quests. You can decide to, I don't know, enter the game and complete them. You can skip some. You can. So there are a lot of variables that kind of dictate your place in the leaderboard, because the place in the leaderboard is mainly based. You get a score, and that score is mainly based on how many quests you solve during that week, but also the difficulty of that quests based on your progression, because sometimes you get slightly harder quests that require you to, I don't know, struggle a little. Sometimes you get quests that are okay for you. Sometimes you get quests that are a little slightly easier for you. So all of those kind of count in the score that you have. So I hope that somehow
thank you. I think that clarifies the different earning mechanisms in the game. I'm done on my end when it comes to Giants and the game part. GRM, if you want to take over.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much for this very interesting exchange about gaming. And fortunately, I asked before to make short answers. That's why I love you guys. Let's speak about payment, Razvan, and not only payment, but can you tell us about Coindrip? And just can you pitch Coindrip in 1 minute, just so everybody understands what it is? And congrats for the award at the hackathon at Bucharest.
So you now give me the 1 minute rule.
Yeah.
So
I have to.
Okay. So Coindrip is a token streaming protocol. So instead of having like instant transfer like you can do from the web wallet or anything, you can create a stream from you towards the recipient with a specific amount in any token you want, and that will stream for a period of, I don't know, 1 month, 1 week, 1 year, depending on what you choose. So a very simple example for this, it's, let's say you have some vested tokens, or you want to make a payment, let's say easier, a salary. Each month you want to pay 1,000 USDC to someone. Instead of sending them at the beginning of the month or at the end of the month that amount of tokens, you can create a stream for that period with those tokens. And each second, or based on the rules you decide to unlock, those tokens will be streamed towards the recipient. So at the, let's say, middle of the month, that recipient will have access to around half of his tokens. Yeah, that's the basic use case.
Sounds good.
Coindrip.
Reminds me more or less what Pulsar Money is building at the moment. Is there any thing that you decided to do together, or do you think it's something completely different?
I mean, there are some common use cases. We are talking, of course, but right now we are not doing anything together. No.
Okay. What's the different use case? Let's dive in a bit. And do you already have some users, or it's just in building at the moment?
So I mean, Coindrip has Coindrip V1, which is live for more than 1 year, and there's Coindrip V2, which is not live yet. Coindrip V1, it has users for more than for, let's say, around 1 year, and Coindrip V2, as I mentioned, is not launched yet.
Okay. Okay. Maybe Joachim, you have some questions about Coindrip?
So I've looked into Coindrip a few times, and I know that if I'm not wrong, Coindrip also, yeah, it's Coindrip that won the hackathon, right? Not Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, the presentation of the V2 looks good, and I look forward to testing it. But it's true, like as Jerem said, it's interesting to have like several actors that are interested in facilitating payments. You're doing it through scheduled and as you call it, like continuous payment, while Pulsar, as of now at least, focuses on vesting and social payments. What is the feature in V2 you believe is going to be the most used or appreciated by the community?
Well, by the community, probably it will be the thing that in V2 token streams will be represented by an NFT. So you can go and sell that NFT on NFT marketplaces or use it as collateral in borrowing. So imagine, for example, you have your salary that's paid each month, so that's a stream, and you can go and sell your, I don't know, salary for that month at the middle of the month for a discount and not wait the rest of the month to get it. Or let's say you have a vesting schedule and you maybe want to get out of the project, but of course you can't because the tokens are not unlocked yet. You can sell that vesting schedule, let's say, to someone else that gets it for a discount, of course, and continue waiting until the tokens are unlocked. Of course, you can also borrow against, but here, of course, the borrowing platform defines its own rules of what it wants to accept and not as collateral. But let's say you have a stream in USDC, that's easier, and you can borrow against that because for the borrowing platform, that's a solid collateral because they know it. They know the exact terms when that will be unlocked and how and all the conditions of the stream. Probably that's the most interesting feature for the community.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Sounds like cool. As I said, like I look forward to testing the V2. I tested the V1 when it launched, and I think like payment has been a big focus on MvX in general, and it seems to still be it with the IBANs, etc., coming to xPortal. So maybe we will become that layer one that is used by yeah, as we're talking, 1 billion users for small payments and, as you said, like scheduled ones. Jerem?
Yeah, thank you very much, Razvan, for this interview. Can you, I let you, of course, the final words. What's the next step, the next milestones that you're trying to achieve? Can be about Giants, of course, but also Coindrip, maybe some date to save or something.
Yeah, so the next things that will be announced are probably on Giants, and as I mentioned, Giants ranking will go live next week. We've published actually some time ago on our blog on Giants some plans for this year, and there are a lot of interesting things right there. It's a pretty long article, and I know you hate long things, so I won't start again detailing it. But after renting, we'll start to announce. We're actually working on an entire new system on Giants to expand, let's say, the gameplay. because from this year, since we launched 2 months ago, we've constantly pushed some, let's say, smaller updates with some really requested improvements, but not completely new thing. But we are working on a completely new thing, a very requested thing, let's say around the PvP area. That's something like everyone asks, okay, this is the game, but do you have PvP? So that's something that we are working on. But the very closest thing will be Giants renting, and then some things related to the token, and then probably we'll start to announce the things about, as I said, the entire new gameplay. But there are a lot of smaller stuff that will drop along the way, as I mentioned, with sovereign shards and with a lot of other stuff. But there's a reason why they are not announced yet. So
Okay.
I mean, if they were out, they were out.
Okay. Sounds good. So maybe
Yeah.
we can remember about the PvP thing that is the main alpha this morning. So let's start the alarm. Thank you very much, Razvan. I'm trying to reach David Raymond, but he for the moment he doesn't accept the mic. And don't ask for it. So David, if you can hear me, accept or ask the mic so you can speak. And if you don't, we will start the topic about the trading card with Joachim. So David, I let you. Yeah, I can see that you can hear me. So try to jump in, and it will be. Oh, okay. Sounds very good. David, can you hear me? Unmute yourself.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect. Hello and welcome.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me.
So Razvan, before you leave, do you know David?
I don't think we met actually.
Okay, that's the opportunity for you to get to know each other, since you're both building something around gaming on MultiversX. So David, in really a few words, because I don't know how long Razvan can stay with us this morning. But David, can you just pitch what you do in a few seconds? And I just would like to have a Razvan opinion and maybe pieces of advice for you before Razvan maybe will have to leave us.
Yeah, sure. So, hello, everybody. I'm David Raymond, and as you may already know, I create maps in Fortnite. And my idea some 3 weeks ago was to create a MultiversX map inside the Fortnite and to go where the big fish is. Fortnite has 400 million players right now, the last year actually. And my idea was to bring MultiversX to the Fortnite players. So yeah, long story short, I create what I can do the best inside Fortnite, and yeah, I want to bring people to MultiversX.
Thank you for this small pitch. Razvan, do you play Fortnite? Do you think this initiative can be good for the ecosystem? And do you have maybe some pieces of advice for David?
Yeah, actually, I've played Fortnite. I don't think I've opened it for a few months now. But it's one of the only games I've really played in the last years. I mean, bigger games, as I mentioned, like not, I don't know, casual, smaller games. So I've seen a lot of pictures on Twitter, and I think it looks amazing. And based on this, I'd say it has a lot of potential to bring awareness, because as I mentioned, I've seen a lot of things going on Twitter, and for the last weeks I've seen a lot of pictures and things related to that. So I think it's great, and it's great to maybe connect the community, because as I mentioned at the beginning, NFTs I think had a very strong role in helping us go through this bear market here. And one reason for that is not necessarily the technology behind it, but the aspect of the community and connecting people and things like that. So again, I mean the social aspects of it. And I think this can do the same thing. So it can help people connect and have some common topics and interact and create some social bondings and around, of course, the ecosystem. So I think it's a great initiative that can
Okay, what about maybe one advice or something for David?
well, I'm not sure if I'm the Pandora of advices, but I mean, one advice that I follow, of course, is to do what you like and focus and build what you like. So it looks that he already does that. So I'm not sure what else to advise. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Razvan, and stay with us if you can, and if you can't, have a very very good day. And it was a pleasure to have you this morning on GMMVX. Chat soon.
Sure. In fact, I have a call that started 8 minutes ago, but
Oh,
I need
okay.
to
Thanks for
jump. But
staying then.
thanks a lot for the invite. Yeah. Talk soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye. So, David, can you tell us a bit about you, your background, and how you arrived on MultiversX? Or maybe it was Elrond at the time. Tell us more about you.
Yeah, sure. So, well, I run a business for almost 10 years now in architecture and interior design. But in the last few months, I can say I switched not the career, because right now I am working on a house. I have the desk, the computer in front of me and working on a house. But talking about MultiversX and the community that is there, I joined MultiversX Elrond back then in 2018. So I'm early investor, and I'm all in MultiversX. So yeah, I know a bit of Ethereum and other chains, but I just love MultiversX. And what I want to do is to help the ecosystem grow with all I can have and contribute to. And this initiative actually came after I saw so much drama on X when Benjamin had the countdown and then the Operation Lightspeed, and everybody were like, "What? This is the news for another news," and yeah, you know more. And I said, "Hey guys, why we have to complain about things like that? Let's build something." And that's where I said I have to bring MultiversX in Fortnite. I already had some cool maps, almost reached 10,000 players playing my maps, not at the same time. So this is important for those who knows how the Fortnite ecosystem works. It's a big difference to have 1,000 players or 10,000 players in the same time and over a month. So it's a big difference. Um, so yeah, that was my initiative back 3 weeks back, and yeah, this is it. This is where
So,
we are going now.
how long have you been building this? 3 weeks, you say? No.
The map, um, it's about 1 month. The thing is, working in Fortnite as a creator, you don't have to do everything from scratch.
Yeah,
I know.
sure. You can take some kits or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
exactly. And the mechanism is made in blueprints how the Unreal Engine works. I know Unreal Engine. I work with Unreal Engine from 2016, and that's why for me it's very straightforward and easy to understand how every tool works. But Epic Games, they did everything in-house, and after that they gave us the possibility to combine the devices. That's the name, devices. So I am able to combine a lot of devices that they give to us and create some interesting uh, topics inside the game. So you can have quests. You can, maybe you saw I implemented the create wallet system. It's not a Web3 game, but my focus is to gain awareness to the players on how blockchain works. Even if this sounds a little bit too complicated for the players, I think somehow I have to push the limit a little bit forward and make them understand in a simple way what the blockchain is. But it's very tricky. It's very tricky because I'm not allowed to use external links, hooks, QR codes, nothing that goes outside of the Fortnite ecosystem. They are so big that they don't need anybody else inside.
Okay. Is it the first map on Fortnite that you're building, or are you used to this practice?
No, it's not my first map. I had about, I think, 20 maps before
Okay.
created. And yeah, I saw how the bugs are coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And when I said everything is working well, when I published the map and about 400 players came, uh, it was a mess inside. So
Okay.
yeah.
When do you plan to release? I think there will be like a beta version before the main version or something like that, or not?
Yeah, the idea with the beta version is that officially when you hit there are two let's call it ways to publish your maps. The first one is by inviting some players with the code and to play test the map before publishing in Fortnite. But I call it beta version because I needed more than 5 or 6 friends that are playing in the same time in the playtest, in the private game. So I said, let's make it public. Actually, it's 100% public, but I called it beta version because I knew from my experience that bugs will come and a lot of people will complain about uh, topics and I don't know, quests that's not working well, that's not how it's supposed to be, and so on. That's why I call it beta version. But actually, in Fortnite, when you publish a map, that's not a beta version officially. It's
Okay, very
public.
clear.
Yeah.
Very clear. Thank you for it. What would you expect? Which metrics are you expecting for this map in maybe I don't know 1 month or 1 year? How many users and what do you plan to make it known on Fortnite ecosystem?
Well, first of all, I want to get rid of all the bugs, maybe 90% of the bugs, because sometimes the bugs are coming and you don't know how is that possible. But until now, let me check. I have my screen in front of me. Uh, until now, for 1 week, Friday last week, Friday was the official public release. We have almost 1,000 players in total, not at the same time, in total. So yeah, in 1 week and half, 1,000 players without any marketing yet, because as I said, I want to make it sure that everything works as planned. And also, after everything will be okay, and the Telegram community that I built, we are about 200 members now. When everybody, like more than 50%, will be pleased with the version, the update that is coming maybe today or tomorrow, then we will reach some big influencers in the Fortnite ecosystem. And yeah, this is how I plan to do it. It's a one-man show because I'm alone. I work alone at this map for the moment, but I'm not alone to say that, because a lot of people wrote to me on X, good job, hey, the advice here, if you want to make this an idea here and there, a lot of people helped me. I'm only the guy that makes the change inside Fortnite.
Okay, that sounds good. Maybe Joachim, you have questions for David?
Yeah, and I think we could discuss like this Fortnite strategy in general, in addition to talking about your map. So if you want to know, I texted my brother last night, and I was like, I have a space with the guy who designed the Fortnite map. We need to try it out. So after 35 gigabytes update, I played for a bit your map last night, and we had a great time. I suck at building, so I would say don't make it the build mode. But other than that, it was great fun, and the whole game. And I don't know if it's on purpose, but it kind of reminded me a bit of extraction game, because maybe you should. I think you should explain the mechanics of the game. But there is that meta bonding pod that only opens at certain times, etc. So I would love for you to present to who the people are listening here how the game works.
Yeah, so the first release, I can tell you that it was a little bit complicated, and I can confess that. Because the MultiversX community, we know how meta bonding works and what is it. We know that you have to be eligible. This word eligible in Fortnite players, I don't know how many of them knows what this word means, eligible. And then staking. What is staking? Hey, staking is multiplying, but who knows what staking is? And then also the X-Day events. You have to grant an NFT card to rank up to Edison, Tesla, blah, blah, and it was very cool from our point of view. But since this map is for the Fortnite players, because that's the big fish, uh, the community said, hey, it's nice, it's cool, but make it much, much simpler to understand for them. So the game mechanics, how in the first release were thought, how it worked. First of all, you had to create a wallet, and when you hit that button, create wallet, you'd receive 10,000 resources to build, to build inside the game. After that, every elimination grants you 20 gold. After 5 elimination, you will grant the NFT card that will give you the access inside the NFT hall, X-Day hall, sorry. And also, when you will receive 100 gold, like 5 shots, yeah, then you can stake your gold. And every 60 seconds, you would receive 25 gold that I called e-gold in game. So when you are playing, the gold is increasing. After that, you have the swap system, and you can swap from gold to diamond. Diamond is max inside the game. After that, you can stake also the max. When you finish staking the first e-gold and max, and the second one max, then you are eligible to go inside the meta bonding and receive a lot of points, a lot of gold. You can gather as many items as you can in 1 minute, because after 1 minute the meta bonding is closing. This meta bonding system actually is the vault system inside the Fortnite, and I will call it in the next type update vault system, because it's for the Fortnite players and they know what vault means, but meta bonding they doesn't know at all. So yeah, after you will grant this all kind of access and everything, then you only have to eliminate players and grant gold. And going up on the leaderboard, you unlock certain superpowers. The first rank is like in X Exchange. The first rank was Edison, then Faraday, then Ohm, Newton, and Tesla. So yeah, and every rank unlocks you certain superpowers like instant reload, health recharge, 2x damage, and so on. But yeah, it's nice. It's a cool mechanism, but it's a bit confusing for. I mean, maybe not a bit, maybe more for the Fortnite players.
Yeah, to if you want to hear some feedback straight away, like I understood straight away, like you can swap, etc. For my brother, it was just like, wait, how do we actually get to stake the eagle and the max to get access to the meta body, etc. So we were on other teams, so it was a bit fun to communicate. But yeah, so let's talk quickly about Fortnite, if you don't mind, because so I'm of the generation that played PUBG and were making fun of Fortnite because it felt a more childish version of PUBG. But the game has now evolved, and no one talks about PUBG anymore, and everyone talks about Fortnite. So they've definitely won. Their idea to create, I mean, they are what I would describe as the closest thing to metaverse as of today. They've included Rocket League to their games, etc. How do you think that narrative is going, and do you think there is a chance for Web3 to be involved in it?
Well, for the next period of time, I don't know how long, they will not accept any kind of Web3 implemented in the game. I watched an interview some weeks ago with the CEO, and he said, we are not planning anytime soon to implement any kind of Web3 ecosystems or mechanism in the game. Yeah, because I know why. I think I know why. Because, as Revolut started back in 2016, 15, I think, they started with Web 2, with the fiat. And then in 2017, they accepted the crypto. And so the Fortnite ecosystem, I think, works the same. They go with their V-Bucks. So you have dollars, you buy their V-Bucks, and it's much safer for them to say that when you buy, you get your V-Bucks. When you go in Web3, maybe there will be some, I don't know, issues, bugs. You have NFTs, and then the mint, you have some issues, and they are not so friendly right now, and they are huge. They are one of the biggest game right now in the space, and they don't care about this. So I don't know in the future if will happen.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, and any opinion like on the metaverse? Do you think they are doing better than, let's say, Meta and others when it comes to it? And how is it as a builder? Because obviously Fortnite allows people to create their own maps and game modes in the same way as Meta to a certain degree or Roblox does. So how would you compare them?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a metaverse, but first of all, when I heard about the metaverse back in 2018, 19, something like that, when was that buzz around and everybody was talking about the metaverse and so on, I thought that metaverse, and I still think that metaverse has to be implemented in the blockchain. So the metaverse is more than just Facebook said, Zuckerberg said, hey, just socializing. I think the metaverse is much bigger and it has so much potential than just socializing. Like Fortnite right now, they say this is we build a metaverse. I mean, come on, yeah, it's right, but all the games back then had the chat system implemented and you could chat with one another. Yeah, they had some pretty insane concerts inside the Fortnite, but that's so much limited to what I think the metaverse should be.
I mean, there's even Guitar Hero. Well, it's not called Guitar Hero, but there's even Guitar Hero now in Fortnite. So yeah, they're integrating a lot of different features.
Yeah.
So, Jerem, do you have any question, or what is the
Yes.
next thing? Yeah, go ahead, Jerem.
No, it's yeah. What is the next thing? I mean, you told us about the beta version, which is a live version, and so how people can play the game. I mean, what are the spec? What are the thing to do? Where to log? So imagine I've never played Fortnite. What should I do to try the experience that you're building?
Yeah, so first of all, you just have to search for Fortnite and install. It's a pretty big game. Install it, then wait for the update. And after that, in the search bar, first thing that you can do when it launches, go in the search bar and type MultiversX. That's it. That's the magic word. And then you will see only MultiversX map inside the Fortnite. And then you just hit play and you are in. And the best hours to play, because it's not so popular yet, are from 13 hour, yeah, 13 UTC. So from 13 UTC until 9 UTC in the evening.
Okay, so during the afternoon
Yeah,
and
exactly.
okay, and early evening.
Yes.
Okay. Um, Perfect. So good luck, David, for this, and I'm sure it will be much appreciated by the MultiversX community, and good luck to manage to onboard people that are not from MultiversX ecosystem and community, and yeah, come again soon. On GMMVX to maybe make a state of the project, maybe in 1 or 2 months.
Yeah, definitely. Uh, what I wanted also to touch base this in this space is that there will be tournaments. This is how I want to make people create their wallet. So this is onboarding. We will create some tournaments in the near future, and the best players will be receiving e-gold or other assets inside xPortal or on the web. That's the first one. And in chapter 2, because there are two chapters, will be two chapters. In chapter 2, we will be able to have NFTs inside the game, like NPCs, like the 3D characters. And let's say, if someone is the first to unlock a certain NFT, then he will receive it inside xPortal. So we are still thinking about how to make the players join the ecosystem, and for sure we will implement rewards in e-gold or any crypto asset, and also NFTs that you will be able to discover in game, and then you will receive it in your wallet.
Okay, okay. Good luck, everyone, for this. Thank you very much, David, for coming this morning. You're always welcome here. and have a good day.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, maybe you will be interested by the next topic about TGC,
TCG.
TCG. Yeah, TCG. Okay. Yeah. Are you playing TCGs, David?
No, no.
No, trading cards, games. No, not no. Okay. I loved when I was a kid. I loved watching Yu-Gi-Oh anime and also Pokemon, and I played video games on my PlayStation 4 and now 5 video Yu-Gi-Oh video games, which is pretty cool. Also on my smartphone actually. So that's what I know about TCG, and that's it. So Joachim, tell us more about this ecosystem and how you saw it evolve this last years.
Thank you, Jerem. You used how I was starting to introduce it. I think a lot of us grew up with Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, some with Magic the Gathering.
I didn't know.
It's fine. It's fine.
Sorry.
I'm just slightly mad. Don't worry. So we all couldn't wait to have some pocket money to go grab some boosters, open the boosters, play with them, and we would play with them on the schoolyard. It would be a mess. Like cards would get lost, stolen, traded, and the years passed and we kind of saw an evolution of the games. And now, for example, during COVID, we had that craze of Pokemon collections where cards would go at insane price. And I look at some cards and I was like, I'm sure I had that card at one time. And they're going now for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. And but through the years, with obviously internet, smartphones, cards have evolved, and especially the trading card games, because the trading card games has the beauty of both blending a strategic game, and the fact of collecting. Some cards are rarer than others and are more powerful than others. I don't know many. When I grew up, I never played a single game of Pokemon. I was just collecting them, but I don't know about you. Anyway, with time evolving, we've seen the digitalization of TCG. For example, when you opened a booster of Pokemon cards, and I think you still do it today, you get the last card is a QR code, which you scan, which allows you to open a digital booster on Pokemon Online. Magic the Gathering has what's called the Magic Arena, which allows you to play separate from the physical cards to get your own virtual decks to play against other players all across the world. And that evolution seemed logic in the same way as the World of Warcraft universe got transformed into Hearthstone for the people who know this game, which it was, I think, first a PC-based game and then became mobile. And lastly, one of the most popular games nowadays is Marvel Snap, which again is a form of trading card game, fully digital. There is no physical, at least that I'm aware of, counterpart of it, that allows you to play a quick game of cards that lasts less than 5 minutes. And I watched quickly an interview about one of the creators of it, and they said that nowadays games need to be a lot shorter. But why am I talking about TCGs, so trading card games, with you today? It's because Web3, and since today's theme is gaming, has welcomed quite a few games. We have had on the French GM Cross the Ages a couple. We discussed about it a couple times. We've even had the founder come for an interview.
He
And
spent a very good moment with us.
yes, he loved us. We talked a bit too much about tokenomics for his taste.
And he
But
built it with the best tokenomics maker ever.
But taken away from that, we have to say Cross the Ages is a very successful game with a very loyal player base. And similar to traditional TCGs, you could buy boosters on OpenSea and add them to your deck and play, compete to win points and tokens, etc. We also had, some could say, a knockoff or like a very similar version of Hearthstone, which is Gods Unchained, which is also on Immutable X. That's very similar to Hearthstone. You have cards, you can trade cards. I actually played that game during the beta to see how it was
And
competing against traditional.
you earned a lot with it.
Well, it was before Immutable X launched, so I was one of the lucky few who got the EMX airdrop when they launched. Yeah, so honestly, I bought like 2 packs for like $200-300 at the time in Plenty of the Bull Run. I was like completely forgot about it. And I was like, oh, you have an airdrop, and yeah, the airdrop was of several thousands. So decent ROI. I miss those times where there was crazy airdrops and not needing to farm them for months. But anyway, so the evolution of TCG to online and then the blockchain for me is one of the best use cases, because as we've seen, I think for example Logan Paul did it. Not that you should invest in anything Logan Paul touches, but we can now buy shares of very rare Pokemon cards using the blockchain. We can trade using the blockchain. There is, for example, platforms that store items, for example, Pokemon cards, in a storage, and that they are traded on digital blockchain marketplaces. And the reason why I think TCGs work so well is that from the get-go, TCGs had that idea of scarcity compared to any other games. In Magic the Gathering, the very rare Black Lotus is something that is dreamt of many players. There's no new reprint of it anyway, so you can only buy it. But there has always been this idea of scarcity and being able, that excitement of when you open a booster, seeing the rare cards. So we're seeing projects that are starting to blend that part of real life collection and digital. And that's why I wanted to talk about this today with you. We have a French project created by one of the creator of Dixit. I think you've probably heard of Dixit. It's a board game that is known a bit all over the world. And the company got bought by Asmodee, which is one of the biggest French board game companies. And they are launching a game called Exalted, which is a TCG again. And the concept was very interesting to me. And I was like, it's such a shame that it doesn't use blockchain, but it might open the door for others to do it. So each card that you get in this game has a unique QR code, and with the app you can scan it, and like it's not scan one and one. I've watched a video about it. Like you just pass your phone through the different QR codes and it adds them as they pass through. It's honestly quite impressive, and especially when you try to connect with Wallet Connect for the 5th time in a row and you get an error message. Seeing someone who just like glasses over several QR codes and it works flawlessly is quite the feat. Anyway, and the idea was that you get the physical version, you buy the physical version, and you can only buy the physical version. You scan the QR codes and it gets digitalized. And what I found very interesting is that you can buy, for example, the cards in French, and then you decide to trade it with someone else. So you would trade the digital version. So you would keep the physical version. As you said, you can keep it as a souvenir. You can't play tournaments or digitally with it, but you still have the physical version of the card. You just have lost its ownership. A bit like the copy paste of a JPEG for an NFT. The ownership is no longer yours, but you still have the paper version of it. And what I found really cool with it, and it's something that I remember from playing Pokemon when I was a kid, people would make fun of me because I would have the cards in English, and no one had the cards in English except me and in the schoolyard. So everyone had the French versions. And in that way, by trading them online, the person who's bought that card from you can reprint it directly from the company in any language they want, and like there's different versions of the cards, etc. And for me, that was a aha moment and everything we could do with blockchain technology, being able to have a physical item that we've bought somewhere, like a collection item, but that the ownership is digitalized and that we have a company, obviously we need the middleman, that can, when you transfer the ownership, gives you the possibility to reprint or receive that item as you, the new owner, without having to count on someone listing it on eBay or listing it on any of those marketplaces and having to send it, etc. All the logistic and therefore the safety is ensured by the company. So I wanted, maybe Jerome, do you have any thoughts on this? Do you think this is the future, or you think it's just hype?
Oh, nobody can tell, but there is something I like in it. It's innovation. But yeah, I'm not a player. I'm not a player or a gamer of this kind of games, since I always start a game, okay, and I will play for hours, and at the moment it will become too difficult for me, and I will stop then. When it starts to be too complicated, I stop. I love easy games, so that's why. But
So
that's
so
a
so you
very
so basically you're level 10 on Candy Crush is what you're telling us.
no. I went far. Because it's easy until maybe level. It's not about level
I don't know.
on Candy Crush, because I think
uh,
when you fail a level too many times, the game is helping you to go after. No.
I don't know. I think last time I played Candy Crush is probably 10 years ago. But
Oh, it was same for me. But yeah, no, I'm not into too difficult games or games that are becoming too complicated. For example, Yu-Gi-Oh! I played to the cards game, and the first level was very easy, so I enjoyed it for hours. And at the moment, the strategy and the diversity of cards became too important for me, so I stopped. I'm not a tryharder. Yeah, to be clear. Um, so, but it was a very very interesting thing. If you guys on the audience are playing such games, feel free to tell us if you have some games that you think.
if you're talking, Jerome, I can't hear you anymore. So I'm going to leave and come back.
Well, I'm very sorry because I
Can
just
you hear me now?
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, we're
Yeah.
back. We're back. Just
Yeah,
Twitter
my
doing his
bad. I
usual thing.
received the call. My bad. So maybe Joachim, did you finish with this? Maybe you have some things to.
Well, my only comment and thought is like we don't have any TCG on Jem. You're still your mute isn't muted. Oh, your mic isn't muted. But yeah, what was I saying? Yes. So we don't have any TCGs on MultiversX, and in general, I think we're
Yeah, we had one.
yes, Battle
You
of
remember?
Nodes. I have packs.
Yeah,
I was
but
honestly
they
hyped about it. Like,
they left.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
such a shame. But like in general, I think we are lacking games on Multiverse X, and we are seeing that the core team is pushing for it because there is a website. I don't remember if it's gaming.multiversex.com or something like that, but like they've even created a website to say like, come build with us, because the most successful game, like easy mass adoption game we have as of now is Cantina Royale, obviously, but that is
Oh, I can't hear you, Joachim.
Okay.
Joachim. Okay. I will write him in. Okay. He will come back. Okay, so guys, I think we are Okay, and we will come to the end of this Twitter Spaces. Thank you everybody for being here with us. Oh, Joachim, you can speak again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. So you were saying that we lack of such games on MultiversX. I let you finish, and we will go to the end of this Twitter Space just after.
Yeah, sorry for the technical issues. Thank you everyone for tuning in. But yeah, I was saying like I'm hoping to see more. We're seeing there are some games on MultiversX, but we're hoping to see more and more, and maybe one that will reach like the million downloads and be on the top of the Play Store or the Apple Store would be incredible. So anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in and for listening to me babbling about TCGs. And hopefully we'll get to see something very
I
soon.
have a last question for you.
Go ahead.
I have a last question for you. I think. Do you think sovereign shards will help the development of gaming on MultiversX?
Yes,
It's a rhetorical question, of
but
course, but maybe can you
yes,
develop it?
of course. So as we were discussing a bit with Razvan earlier, so some people think that the future of gaming is on the blockchain, and I mostly agree with them, but not as of today, because as we said, if you take the example of Giants, you still pay transaction fees, etc., and it adds up. We have blockchains that are specialized in it, like Treasure, which is a layer 2 of Ethereum. Or no, actually, they're running on Arbitrum. Never mind. But we have Immutable X, which is a layer 2 of Ethereum, that where there is no gas fees. I'm not entirely sure how they run their chains, but we could imagine a similar concept on MultiversX, a sovereign shard that is specialized, and it's something we're looking into. Specialized in data, because it doesn't need to be gaming. It just needs to be a sovereign shard that focuses on being able to store data often and for very cheap. And once we get this, we can start storing every moment in the game. Well, as Razvan was saying, not every shot in CS:GO, but store the progression at least on chain. And before we talk, and in addition to sovereign shard, there's something that you can find on the Agora and that we've talked about in the past with Sasu Robert, is there's an update coming to NFTs and SFTs that will allow projects to update an NFT remotely. Because until now, the only way you could update an NFT was the NFT gets sent back to the owner, or that someone who has the rights to update the NFT. And once it is in its wallet, it can update it, but it can't update it remotely, which is something you can on EVM chains, which allow projects. Let's say you have a Pokemon, like you have an on-chain Pokemon, and that Pokemon levels up. It's Pikachu becomes Raichu. You can't, without the user sending the NFT back to you, you editing it, and the marketplaces don't show it properly yet either. You can't do that on MvX. While how cool would it be that you have an NFT in your wallet, you've done certain events in game that makes that your sort of Pokemon has evolved, and then you check your wallet again and you see the new version of your Pokemon. So there's a lot of things that are exciting and that might bring more builders to build a game on MvX that are coming, including sovereign shards.
Okay, bullish on it. So
100%. It can only get better, right? Like it might not
yeah,
get the
definitely.
adoption that everyone is hoping and wanting, but by improving constantly and looking at what can be done better and where we're still lacking, I think that's how adoption happens.
Okay, thank you very much again, Joachim, for this topic. I learned a lot thanks to you. I hope you guys enjoyed this GM MvX. Feel free when I close it to repost so people can listen to it in replay. And also you can find the replay of the Twitter space sorry, on the main podcast platforms like Google and Apple Podcast, but also Spotify, and also Amazon Music and Deezer. Yeah, now we are on Deezer, so we are almost everywhere. Thanks a lot. See you next Wednesday for a new GMMVX in English. And let me tell you who we will receive. We will receive Aaron Florian Engel from MultiversX Chain. So we will speak about sovereign shards, and we will also receive Robert Sasu to speak about sovereign shards. So it will be like a sovereign shard special edition of GMMVX with Robert Sasu and the CEO of Demiurgos, who will be launching one of the first sovereign shards, MultiversX Chain. Thank you very much, everybody. Think to repost the replay of the Twitter space, and have a very good day.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, Joachim.
Bye.